It all began with what was a nice sunny day that was in Ponyville. Every pony there was getting on with their daily lives as Celestia's sun shined all across of Equestria. But right now, inside the Castle of Friendship, we can see a small winged purple and green dragon busy packing up some things in a bag that he was gonna take in order to go on a trip. This was Spike, a now young teenage dragon that was hatched and raised by his friend and mother, do not ask on how that works, Twilight Sparkle, well now known as Princess Twilight. He was going on a trip to the Dragonland so that he could meet his friend Ember, known as Dragon Lord Ember, as she had taken the mantle from her father since Spike helped her in getting the Bloodstone Scepter. Ever since then, the two have become friends and worked to establish a relationship between ponies and dragons. Soon, Spike was done packing as he strode the bag on his back. "All right, ready to go," he said. Soon the door opens to show a purple alicorn. This was Twilight. "Hey, Spike," she greeted the said dragon. "Are you ready to head out?" Spike nodded in response. "You know, Twilight, I've been waiting on this for a while." Twilight couldn't help but let out a chuckle in response upon hearing that. "Well, okay, just make sure that you stay safe," Twilight said. "Remember Garble?" Spike waved a claw dismissively. "Don't worry about it, Twi. Garble and I are now mostly on good terms ever since I found out he was Smolder's brother." Twilight just sighed, shaking her head. "Still cannot believe how one of my students was related to him of all dragons." Spike just shrugged in response, not really sure about it himself. "Well, it's a big world we live in, Twi." Twilight nodded. "Well, just take care of yourself." Spike nodded in response as the two shared a hug, and then he sets off in order to meet his friend from the Dragonlands. After what felt like ages, Spike finally arrived out of the Dragonlands. While something like this may seem dangerous, he has done it before. Although it was out on an impulsive choice rather than actually thinking, it was relatively safe. Spike walked around the Dragonlands seeing, well, dragons. Dragons of all shapes and sizes and colors were all around him. Spike always missed being at this place. Sure, he did like the fact that the ponies accepted him, but he does like it when he's surrounded by others like him. And it was nice that, thanks to him, ponies and dragons were getting along. But enough about that. He needed to find Ember since he had received a letter from her saying that she needed help with something. Spike was not exactly sure what to expect, but he did like to help a friend out. After a while, Spike was able to find his friend as he sees a slim blue dragon with amber eyes was pacing around. This was Dragon Lord Ember. "Ember!" he called out, running to the said Dragon Lord and hugged her. Ember, although taken aback, petted the smaller dragon with an embarrassed smile. She wasn't really a hugger, and while she might not be able to exactly get used to it, she was willing to accept it from friend. "Thank goodness you're here," she said, glad that Spike came when he did. Spike soon broke the hug before looking up at the Dragon Lord. "So, why did you call me? Is something wrong?" Ember once again had an embarrassed look. "Well, you know about my duty of looking after the baby dragons?" Spike blinked a bit before nodding. He remembered one time he came to the Dragonlands with Fluttershy and Smolder. The Dragon Lord had a responsibility in order to look after the eggs and hatchlings of dragons. Now he realized, by judging by the embarrassed expression, something might have happened. Yeah, I do," Spike nodded, wondering where exactly this was going. Ember sighed. "Well, I might have lost them while I was looking after them." Spike's eyes bulged out of his sockets upon hearing that. "What? But how?" he said. Ember gave a more embarrassed look. "You see, I got frustrated, and when I got frustrated, I get hungry, so I went to snack on some gems for 1 second. Spike raised an eyebrow upon hearing that. "Really?" Ember let out a sigh. "Okay, 5 minutes, and by the time I came back, they were gone." It was Spike's turn to let out a sigh. He was now understanding on why she had asked him to come. It was to help her with hiding the dragon babies because she asked the other dragons. She would have a lot of stress on her plate. But Spike steeled himself before he looked up at his friend. "Well, don't worry, Ember," he assured. "With my help, I'm sure we'll find him." Ember smiled in response. She was glad to have a friend like Spike. "Okay, so how do we find them?" she asked, hoping for Spike to have an answer. Spike thought a bit before replying, "Well, you see, we might need to look for clues." Ember raised an eyebrow in response. "So, how do you expect we do that?" Spike once again thinks on what to do before he soon notices something. "Look!" Ember turned to where Spike was pointing and saw there were footprints. This in turn made the Dragon Lord facepalm herself, as she felt stupid for not seeing that earlier. But you know what they say, better late than never. So, where do you think they lead? She asked. Spike shrugged. I'm not exactly sure myself, but if we follow them, we might find them. Ember nodded, wanting to do anything she can in order to find the baby dragons, or otherwise she will never hear the end of it. The two dragons began to follow the footprints, making sure that no stone was left unturned. However, the mire they followed, the more concerned that they began to feel. After all, how did baby dragons manage to get this far? Spark, are you sure we're going to find them? Ember asked, feeling worried. After all, we've been looking around for a long while. Spike assured his friend, Don't worry, Ember, we'll find them. Just keep an eye out. And soon they heard something. They sounded like baby dragons, both Spike and Ember exclaimed, realizing they were now closer to finding them. They rushed over to the source of the sounds before looking in shock to see the baby dragons hidden in a hole in the ground as a large bird was circling around trying to get them. A rock? Spike said in shock. After the whole molting incident he had to deal with, he hoped that he would never see one of those again. Yikes! Ember grimaced. She heard about the rocks, and she dreaded encountering it during her molting phase. The poor baby dragons hid in the hole, scared, not wanting to be caught by the large bird. We gotta help them, Ember said, wanting to rush in. Hold on, Ember, Spike stomped her. We need a plan. Ember groaned. Then what are we going to do? Spike thought for a bit before he then suddenly gets an idea. Okay, I think I got an idea, but I need you to trust me. Ember raised an eyebrow, but she knew if Spike had an idea, it was likely to work. Okay, what do you got? She asked. Spike grinned in response. Meanwhile, the rock was still trying to get the baby dragons that were hiding in the hole, and it seemed that it was so close in doing so until... Roar! The rock rose mid-air before it soon turned to see a large, towering dragon glaring down at it with a look of anger. The rock knew to not face a dragon of its size, and seeing no other option, flew off. Then, laughing was heard from the dragon, as it was revealed to be Spike and Ember inside a dragon suit, with Spike on Ember's shoulders. Wow, I can't believe it actually worked, Ember said, feeling impressed. Where did you get this from? Rarity made it, Spike said. He knew that Rarity's disguises came in handy in situations like this, so he made sure that when he went on journeys like this, he would take them. The two got out of the costume before the baby dragons came out and hugged them tightly. Spike, of course, embraced the hug easily, while Ember reluctantly did so as she was embarrassed. Right, I'm sorry about not paying attention to you little creatures, Ember chuckled a bit. I'll make sure to pay more attention to you a lot next time. Spike chuckled as well. And maybe try to manage your snack time better. And as if on cue, Ember's stomach growled, making the Blue Dragon Lord blush with embarrassment. Spike again let out a chuckle. I guess I spoke too soon. Ember rolled her eyes but couldn't help but let out a chuckle in response. Yeah, she smiled. Now let's get back to the Dragonlance before anyone finds out I'm gone. I'll never hear the end of it if that happens. Spike nodded, understanding the situation at hand. You got it. Let's go. After that incident, the two managed to have a nice day and catch up from past experiences here and there. So, it was a tiring yet fun day for the two dragon friends.